Marshmallow Fanboy here with a review of Ghostbusters figures. That's right, for Halloween I thought I might review the last wave of Ghostbusters figures that we saw, minus Venkman and them, just the kids, and of course the 2-pack, the Target exclusive 2-pack. And it's timely because it's Halloween, I guess. But really, the figures are maybe more than a year old at this point. I'm not absolutely sure. But Ghostbusters is out on video. It's in your stores. It's on your streaming service. So this is a very late opening, but better late than never. Got this from a Petco. It's an aquarium pumpkin set. It's supposed to glow under those sort of fluorescent lights. And that is a little thing I got from, God, it had to be Rite Aid. I saw that and I thought, I don't know what I could do with that, but I'll take it. And now it's for Halloween. So let's take a closer look at the figures. First, Trevor. Trevor, very cool. The actor who played Trevor, of course, is in Stranger Things, and he famously wore a Ghostbusters costume for Halloween in Stranger Things and has an action figure wearing that costume. So, 2 action figures for this one actor, both with his likeness. He doesn't have to get the selfie series or anything. He's like, yeah, I'm on 2 Ghostbusters figures. So, that is super cool. Trevor comes with the proton pack, a little bit of the yellow marshmallow stuff that you can put a little bit on him. I'm not going to be able to build the Sentinel Terror Dog because I didn't get all 6 of the action figures. I only got the 3 and the 2-pack. So let's take a look, maybe just a closer look at Trevor. You can see it's a good looking figure. It's missing the there it is, the Ghostbusters logo is on his shoulder there. There's all the wrinkles. Looks like he's just super baggy. But the proton pack looks amazing. Super cool. So Lucky, nice addition to the Ghostbusters cast. If you have 4 kids, they're about as different as you get. Different characters, different personalities. And as they're coming together as Ghostbusters, they're also kind of all meeting and exploring the house and doing all that good stuff. It comes with the rolling ghost trap that they deploy from the car. I don't have the car, but I do have that. And I can always, lie and say I have the thing. So, podcast. Very cool, very funny. Comes with a tiny little marshmallow man, which is appropriate. Seriously, he did a ton of fighting with them. And as the little figure, he comes with the torso. It's very cool. The remote control for the ghost trap on wheel. I can't remember what that little thing was. I don't know if you can see it. It's that little gold thing, the little skull. I'm not sure what that does. And then, of course, the 2-pack. This was a Target exclusive. And when it came out, I wasn't aware that it had come out. So I missed the pre-order window. And it was sold out on Target.com for the longest time. And then it said sold out. And I thought, that's terrible news. Because if it's sold out, I haven't gotten it on pre-order. I haven't found it at retail. What am I going to do? So I looked for nearby places, and it was somewhere within a 20-mile radius, and they said they had more than 5 in stock. So I went, and they had it in the back. They didn't have a place. I guess every store has sort of a schema of where they put everything, and they didn't have anywhere to put that yet. So, which is weird. It had been months since the movie had come out. But let's take a closer look. It's a family that busts together. You have the proton pack with the Excellatron exposed, or I'm not sure what that's called, but it has the cover for it there, so she can be working on it as she's putting it back together. And yeah, this was held back for a long time because it gives away a key moment in the movie, and it gives away sort of, you know, and it beautifully does, because the from the pose, which is right from the movie, to the artwork is just really, really well done. It's a really cool 2-pack. Like, it's, if you have it and you didn't want to open it, like, I don't blame you. Like, it's a great 2-pack. It's a really fun thing. It gives away a key moment. It didn't come out until the movie came out, so no spoilers from the toy, but I really like that they did it this way. I did wonder where Phoebe was for a long time, because I thought she seems really important, but they're not making a figure of her. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to take all 5 of these figures out, and we're going to go over them together. So let's take a closer look. Okay, now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look at the Ghostbusters Afterlife figures. Just the kids and the spectral Egon from the family that busts together 2-pack. First, let me move these. Just wanted to get a little reuse out of them. And that way I am like a toy company. There we go. Knocked that down. I'll put that over there. So first I'm going to start with the Build-A-Figure pieces, or in this case the Build-A-Ghost pieces. And you get numbers 1, 2, and 3 with Trevor, Podcast, and Lucky, which is the head, the torso, and the right arm. With the family that busts together 2-pack, there is this standard dog head, but I'm not sure. I couldn't get it to go on the body. It could go on there. It might still go on there. Maybe I just wasn't pushing hard enough. And I'm definitely not going to do that right now. I say trying. Okay. Yeah. I can't figure. I don't know. It could be an alternate head. But it doesn't seem like it, because this is the more dog-like, and it would kind of go up here on the torso, I would think, and not sort of in sort of a human form. But I can't remember the movie, so that could exactly be what the configuration was. So the body comes with Podcast, the head comes with Lucky, and the arm comes with Trevor. So let me put that together a little bit. And okay, that went together pretty easy. Yeah, there's an articulating claw, but the arm just kind of moves up and down. There's a ball joint there, so it moves out, but there isn't any way to move the elbow on it. I'm not sure about the legs. The legs have got to come with the classic figures. Peter and Ray and Winston. So I'm going to put those aside for right now, but very cool. It has the kind of the spectral legs. I'm not sure if from the bottom down he's ghostly, but very cool. So where do I start? I'm going to start with the winner for most accessories, which is Podcast. I got all of his accessories on him except for this tiny ghost. It comes with a tiny marshmallow ghost. Or, not ghost, marshmallow creature? No, he's a ghost. So, I don't know if you can see that. Let me back him up just a little bit. See, he focused before. See if I can hold him and then block this off. But he looks legit angry to be there. You could probably put him in his hand. There wasn't any sort of indentations on him or anything. Nowhere to kind of put him. So Podcast comes with the remote for the ghost trap. The remote's really cool. There's a lot of really good detail on there. I'm going to put that aside. Comes with the ghost whistle. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think they called it a ghost whistle. It's got like a little skull. It's very cool looking. And all of the figures have a space on the belt where they could carry that if they needed to. Podcast comes with a lot of marshmallow goop. One for around his arm. He comes with one for around his torso. Although there's a piece here that plugs into his back that keeps that on there. But there's a space at the end that has this little dot, but I couldn't figure out where to hook that into. Let's see, strip off. I'm not going to take all the gear off of everyone, but let's do it with Podcast. Lots of great details in the marshmallow. They're all very kind of distinct. Well, not kind of, they are distinct. It's great detail. And of course, you could put them on your first generation Ghostbusters, as though the marshmallow has exploded all over them. This Podcast has of course, this way oversized Ghostbusters uniform, but he made himself a little podcast there on his uniform. He was the only one who had a chance to. Everybody else's is blank, except for Phoebe's that says Spangler. Let's see, the ecto goggles. Not sure what these are called, but it was a pain getting that on, but it was totally worth it. I like how tight it is, because that thing is not falling off at all. So I love the likeness. Let me get the light right around there. But I like the likeness. That is super cool. The first generation Ghostbusters have like a clear tube, and Egon has it on the spectral version, but the kids don't have it, and they probably didn't have it in the movie. So I like that there's this thing that's always on the uniform, but they didn't know kind of what to do with it, so they didn't do anything with it. See, there was a little thing poking out, but I think that's just sculpting. And I thought, what goes in there? So let's go through the articulation. Podcast is like the others. There isn't any real difference in any of the articulation for any of them. Head goes all the way around. Let's see. I'll do this with each of the heads to make sure that they articulate. Podcast can look down pretty well, and then look up. Not at all. The collar blocks. The hair does a lot of interrupting articulation on these guys, but the arm goes all the way around. Then they come out to here, which is a nice range of motion for them. They have no swivel there. It's in the elbow. There's an elbow swivel, and the elbows bend. They're not double jointed. They're only going to go to about there. The hands can rotate, but they don't bend in or anything. Let's see. For the waist has articulation, a little bit of articulation. I don't know if you can move it much more than that. I guess you can. You got to put a little torque on it, and then you can put it like that. So the legs, regular ball joints. I think that's what I call them, is ball joints. So there's a thigh swivel on both sides, double knees, so he can kick his own butt. Very cool. And the feet have, see, that one doesn't feel like it does. Doesn't have any back and forth or, no, this thing was a pain to pose too. It's a pain to stand up. Let's see if I can work that out. No. It's pretty stiff. I don't know if his feet move at all. I gotta probably put that in hot water and try that again. See if that loosens it up. But the shoes are really cool. I'm not sure what kind of shoes those are supposed to be, but all of the figures have different shoes. They're very cool. Very individual, because the original Ghostbusters, they all had the same uniform down to the shoes. So they were sort of interchangeable. I mean, you could change the heads out on Ray and Peter and Egon. Not on Winston, but You know, those three were interchangeable. They were pretty much the same figure. Let me put Podcast back here and put all of his accessories with him. Yeah, Podcast is cool. And then let's take a look at Lucky. I put the Proton Pack on her back. The Proton Pack on Lucky's back is the same as the Proton Pack on Trevor's back. And that's important. I don't know, for no reason. Oh, because Phoebe's backpack is different. Or Proton Pack, rather. So, I'm going to go through it. I'm going to take the effect off of the Neutrona wand. Just slips over the barrel. It's nice. It's light. I don't know if you my feeling is that if you displayed this on a shelf, it would droop over time, but this part in the middle is pretty solid. It has a lot of it's resilient, it feels like. Feels like it wouldn't bend. Maybe that's not as big a problem as I think it would be. The rolling trap is cool. The rolling trap goes back and forth. I wish the ghost trap came out of the middle so that you could play with it independent of this, because I think they did catch ghosts with a regular trap at one point. And of course, the field outside Egon's house was littered with these underground. Oh no, it wasn't. How did that work? Yeah, I think he put a bunch under, or he just made a containment grid in his front yard. I can't remember. It's been a year. It's, as I'm recording this, I think the movie came out last November, and it is 11 months later in October. But I did enjoy it. I should watch it again. I should watch it on Halloween. So, there we go. That's a really cool piece. Let me see. I was taking the effect off. Let me take the Neutrona wand off. And, of course, it unplugs from the backpack. It comes as two separate pieces, so you can have it with or without the Neutrona wand. And that's the same for Trevor. It comes out for Trevor also. It has it clips on right here on the belt, and it's nice because it's molded, and you can see the mold here matches the belt, so it's easier to line up the hole without knowing where the peg and the hole are, because they're all the same color. It's tough to sort of spot that stuff sometimes and put it on correctly. And also the peg is pretty solid, so it doesn't bend while you're trying to slip it into the hole. You know, on some of these figures, it's like feeding a oyster into a parking meter. Let's see. I got it on. Let's see if I can get it off without pausing the video. That's right. There we go. So let's take a closer look at the backpack. It's got a lot of great molding. The only difference between Phoebe and this one is that this part comes off to expose, I think, the cyclotron, and that would have been a cool feature for this too. But I get why they didn't want to do it. The fact that the cyclotron was exposed was kind of a part of the plot, so that it came with the figure that sort of was a spoiler alert. The backpack that was also a spoiler alert came with that figure, so it's kind of appropriate, super appropriate. And I put the backpack back together. Put the Proton Pack on her back, and I split. It's a little Bobby Brown for you. So let's see. Let's get a closer look at Lucky. It's a great addition. Great figure. Great likeness. All the same great articulation. She has a little more sculpting on the chest for all the necklaces, which is very accurate. Everybody wears the suit a little bit different, so these had to be just all new sculpts for everything. Maybe the pants, I don't know, maybe because there's high cuffs here, and the rest of them have, like Phoebe has them rolled up, Trevor has them sort of the same way that Podcast has his, but Podcasts are a little thicker and Trevor's are a little thinner. Yeah, these got to be all just different. Let's see if Lucky twists a little bit better. Podcast has the sort of the judo belt holding things up. So this is a little more. Maybe if I move Podcast's belt lower, he would rotate easier. Me, yeah, saying all the same articulation, but her feet rotate right where the cuff terminates. So you can put her feet out. There's a little more posability for Lucky, and she'd be a little more stable with the proton pack. So she probably got the Neutrona stream because she's probably a little more stable than Trevor, but I don't know. All of the parts are kind of interchangeable because they're all Ghostbusters. Anybody could be holding a Neutrona one. Anybody can be blasting. Anybody could be covered with the marshmallow slime at any time. Anybody could be using the remote. I think that's an awesome feature. So no matter what you decide your scene is going to be to set up, the characters can pull it off because the characters can all hold each other's accessories. They all have the same holes in their belts. They all have the same holes in their backs, which is how the proton pack plugs in. So let's go through it with let's do Trevor next. Let me gently pluck him from the side. Oh, I just knocked Phoebe over, I think. She is bravely standing up, but I feel like that's not for long. So he comes with this string of marshmallow people, and they're really well done. They're all molded. You can kind of see their expressions. I wish there was a little bit of black paint on their eyes and mouths, but they're super tiny. It comes with this on the end, and I think that's meant to hang out of the proton pack. I put it in, and it went in. It was great, but I don't know if that's movie accurate. I'm going to plug it in to Lucky's pack, and you can see there's just now, Stay Puft Marshmallow people hanging off of there, which is very cool. I'm going to put proton pack back for Phoebe. Sorry, for Lucky. And then there's plan. I can't remember if this is a map or this is plans or something. It's a map, definitely, but I don't know if this was the thing that outlines Egon's plan or what. But it's very cool. It's going to be very hard to store that without crushing it, but I am up for the challenge. So like Lucky, Trevor doesn't have a name tag. He's got the black shirt underneath. The articulation for Lucky and for Trevor is a little bit impeded by the hair. I think Trevor looks down really well. See, I didn't test that for Lucky. See, Lucky. See, looks down. Yes. Great. Looking down, but looking up, not so much. You can bend her back. There's a bend so that they can bend back. And that is very nice. I didn't cover that with Podcast. I think Podcast does the same. Let me see if I can get Lucky to stand for this. Yes. Look at it. Oh, darn. Okay. If I pull the belt down a little bit for Podcast. See, no, it doesn't make any difference. He's still very hard to rotate. So I'm going to leave poor Podcast alone. Let's see. So Trevor has the same articulation that Lucky does, has the same uniform, different sculpting, different look to the figure. Okay. So, sorry you had to watch me do that. So I'm not going to take off the pack. I'm not going to take anything off. You can see he looks down. He doesn't look up, but he has that beautiful head of hair. He looks up. Nope, that's a neutral position. It's just straight ahead. But he's got the little Adidas. Everybody's got their own shoes. Lucky has combat boots. I can't remember if that was because she was using shoes that Spangler used, or if that's what she wore in the movie. But the Adidas are very cool. So I'm going to put Trevor away. Let's see if I can do that without knocking anybody over. First, I'm going to go through Phoebe, mostly because she's closest. And of course, she has the neutrino wand. She's throwing a stream out. And I'm going to unplug this to get a closer look at the proton pack. I'm going to take that off. We can see the backpack is a lot more stable because you can put the peg in the back. So even if you couldn't clip it, or the clip completely fell apart or something, the backpack would still be able to stay on. So her backpack is noticeably, I keep calling it a backpack. Her proton pack is a little bit different in color, in what's going on. I think all of the wires are basically the same. They're painted a little bit different. But the main thing is that this comes apart. And you can take this, off to expose the cyclotron. I keep calling it a cyclotron. I don't know if that's the real thing, but in the movie, she put that back in, and then there's a little bolt, and she adjusted the bolt, put the bolt straight through it and into the backpack. And then this is no different. There's one peg that goes into it, and then the proton pack is back together. So it's a great likeness for Phoebe. The glasses are molded on. Love that. She's got the Spangler name. Of course, you can see her shirt underneath. It's a really nice touch. The backpack and everything. See, so you can see her joint under there. That's probably not good. But the head doesn't move up. The hair gets in the way. Down is kind of an issue. This one, I got a loose head in mind. So a little late to return it. Yeah. Or to get another one. But I'm okay. Doesn't super bother me. It bothers me. Okay. So, the red shoes on this one, like I said, everybody's rocking a different pair of shoes. Yeah, the Phoebe figure is solid. I like that the glasses are molded on. The likeness is great. It comes with great accessories. I don't know what this is. It was in the shed. And I don't know if I rotate that, if something I'll be able to figure out what it is, but no. Just something cool if you're going to recreate the shed scene. Now, it also comes with the tiniest accessory that I've ever seen. It's a little Trojan horse. I don't know. This was when her father first reached out, it was through playing chess. And they played chess before he ever sort of appeared to her. So that's a really nice touch, but I don't know who is going to be able to hold on to that. It just feels like it would get really lost. So I'm going to put Phoebe back here. I'm going to put her accessories back here. Her proton pack. Very specific to her. Neutrino wand and Trojan horse. So last but not least is Egon Spangler. Looking all CGI'd and go-through-y. The head, he appeared pretty solid in the movie. So I don't have a problem with the head looking not ghost-like, but looking just sort of dead. I kind of dug it. If you have seen the movie and the Spangler's not see-through, it's one solid piece that says Spangler, and that's a really nice touch. They left the flesh intact, and the Ghostbusters logo and his name on that is really Just nice. There was a PKE meter in the pack. I gave it to him, but you can give it to anybody. And of course, he's fully geared up. He's the only one who should be operating a nuclear accelerator. And he's got the multiple hoses. He's got the walkie-talkie that he had in the first one, at least. Can't remember if it was in the second one. You know, it's it's just a solid piece. It's really nice. The hair, spectral from behind. The glasses are molded on, which is really nice. So no worries about losing them or them looking odd. And they're also, if you look closely, both of them have the same frames. They both have the kind of goggles for glasses, which was a really nice touch. I don't know if that was so much in the movie, but it was something that I noticed with the figures. And yeah, just the deco is amazing. I don't remember how they described it when it was announced to release, and I kind of missed the pre-order for these. But let's see, looking down a little, looking up. Oh, he's okay. Looking up a little bit. Head goes all the way around. Arms go all the way around. Butterfly joints. No, I was wrong. Am I? It looks like they're butterfly joints. No, they don't move. Okay. So just a standard ball joints. Get you a wingspan of about that. This one doesn't move as much. Oh, no, there is a butterfly joint in there. Look at that. It's just more hidden. But when I move it past a certain point, then the butterfly joint takes over. Okay, good. So let's see. He has double elbows. And he's the only one who does. I'm not sure why. Actually, it could be that with the costumes molded the way they are, it was impossible to do double jointed. But here, you can get away with it. You have two pins, and on these they were pinless. So it could be the reuse of older technology allowed you to do that. Bicep swivel. Everybody else's was at their elbow. Yeah. Their elbow. Okay. So where was I? Okay. I got a call. Sorry about that. It happens sometimes. So let's see. Twist at the waist. Really nice. And bend to kind of look up. Sure. Very nice. The let's see, I covered the bicep swivel, right? Bicep swivel works great. If I go further down the arm, the hands turn, but they don't they twist, but they don't sort of turn inward. So let's see, the legs have the regular joints. Let's see, thigh swivel. Let's see, double knee. Yes. He's not bending for me. He is stubborn. Now he won't bend back the other way. See, is it just single? No, there's another. They are pin knees, so there are. There we go, and he can kick his own butt. I mean, he's upside down, and that's got to be super comfortable, but maybe not so much for a ghost. And then, get him back. That's the part I should have cut out of the video. So the boots swivel at the... No swivel. I thought the boots would swivel. No, they just probably... No, they're probably older, so they don't. Oh no! I dropped him on the floor. Okay, that's the last interruption. Hopefully, I dropped him on the floor. So it's really solid figure. The feet don't move, but the bottoms of the feet do swivel. Give you that they point down, and they they swivel from side to side a little bit. So that is the Ghostbusters Plasma figures. From left, that's Podcast, Lucky, Spectral Egon Spangler, Phoebe, and Trevor. And that was fun. It was 5 figures. They're good additions to the collection. I didn't feel like getting the other figures because I have the younger versions and I was happy with it, and I wasn't super excited about building the Ghost Dog, or the Sentinel Terror Dog rather. So that's it. Remember, enjoy your toys.